Hey everyone, before we dive into this story, please hit that subscribe button on my channel to stay updated with more content like this. I was at the kitchen sink, scraping the final dregs of vinaigrette into a container when Mom spoke, her voice steady as a news anchor. We're out of oat milk again. Could you grab some on your way back from work? I kept my eyes on the Tupperware, sealing it shut, and said, "Is this for you or for Lauren's hormones?" No chuckle from her. She never finds it funny when it's about Lauren. "It's for her tea," she replied, folding the grocery list like it was a sacred pamphlet. She needs to unwind before her trip. I froze. What trip to Reykjavik? I asked. A pause. Didn't she mention it? Mom said. It's a women's retreat in Iceland. The cold air helps balance cortisol. Water kept pouring from the faucet. My hands were damp. I turned slowly. She's going to Iceland? Mom blinked, as if my question was strange. Just a few days. A spa resort. Very holistic. She's been so overwhelmed, Cassie. I stared, words like Iceland, spa, holistic, overwhelmed echoing in my head. Not jobless for 19 months. Not why I'm paying the mortgage, groceries, phone bill, utilities, and now oat milk for her Icelandic zen. How's she affording it? I asked. She won it, Mom said swiftly. Some online raffle. Of course. She won a trip to Iceland in a raffle, I echoed. Yes, Mom said, pausing. Don't be so doubtful, Cassie. She deserves something nice. I dried my hands, the dish towel snagging my ring. When I got promoted to team lead last year, I reminded her, you said congratulations, and asked if I could cover the water bill. That was it. Mom's face stiffened. That's unfair. No, I said, it isn't. Keys jingled from the hallway. Lauren swept into the kitchen like it was her stage, wearing the parka I gifted her last Christmas, the one she called dull. She glowed. Opening the fridge, she asked, "Where's the oat milk?" I stayed silent. Mom handed her the folded list. "Cassie's getting some." Lauren pecked her cheek. "Thanks, sis," she said, not glancing at me, then glided out the door. The silence that followed felt heavier than before. "I thought she was broke," I said. "She needs this trip," Mom replied. "You don't get how tough it's been for her, stuck at home." I didn't argue. The sink kept running. I let it, sensing something was wrong. Not just the trip, not just the oat milk, but something deeper, long simmering. I wasn't ready to name it. Not yet. But that was about to shift. The next day, I Googled Iceland retreat raffle to check its legitimacy. Nothing came up. No surprise there. Over dinner, I brought it up casually while Mom reheated a frozen dish, passing it off as homemade, as she did when she wanted to seem in control. "So, what kind of raffle was it?" She blinked, staring at the microwave like it had offended her. "Just a travel sweepstakes," she said. "You know Lauren, always entering those online things." I chewed the tough meatloaf and nodded. Funny, she didn't mention it. She usually brags about wins like that. Mom shot me a look. "She probably didn't want to upset you. You've been working so hard." That was new concern. "I'm not upset," I said. But I was done being the household's backup battery. Always running, only notice when it fails. The next morning, my phone buzzed during a meeting. The credit card company. I let it ring twice, then answered, something urging me not to wait. "This is Andrea from Gold Line Credit," a polite but firm voice said. "We're verifying some activity on your account." I stepped out. "What activity?" "High-value charges from Reykjavik, Iceland," she said. "Luxury hotel, spa services, retail. Confirming you're traveling." I closed my eyes. "No, I'm not." A pause. "Would you like to freeze the card?" "Yes," I said instantly. $24,000. That's what was charged to my gold card in 3 days. The itemized report she emailed listed a boutique hotel, private tour, thermal spa, 4 restaurants, and a glacier heli excursion. I forwarded it to myself, printed it at home, and left the pages on the table where Mom read her newspaper. I said nothing. That evening, the living room was oddly calm. Mom folded laundry with extra focus. Dad, who only spoke when sports were on, cleared his throat. "She didn't mean any harm," he said. I waited. "The card was just there," Mom added. "She didn't steal it." I held up the report. $24, 000 in 3 days. She thought it was expiring, Mom said quickly. Didn't want it wasted. I stared. She said that. Mom faltered. More or less. I didn't respond, just took the paper and went upstairs. Lauren's voicemail was bright. Hey, sis, the card's not working. Can you fix it? Need to book the ice cave tour. Love you. She hung up without waiting. I didn't tell them the card was frozen. They found out when Lauren called from the hotel lobby the next morning. Mom, clutching her grateful heart mug, said she says her card's not working. I didn't look up from my laptop. No, it isn't. She blinked. You turned it off. I reported it stolen, I said evenly. Dad shifted in his recliner. That's a bit much. She took it without asking, I said. That's theft last I checked. Mom's voice tightened. You always overreact. Lauren called again. I ignored it. Her voicemail. Seriously, you canceled it? I have bookings, Cass. That's so immature. I was getting you something. That last bit made me laugh. Her confidence that a tourist trinket justified $24,000 in unauthorized charges. Later, Mom knocked on my door, rare for her. We need to talk, she said. I closed my laptop. She sat, acting like she still held sway. She's stranded. She's in a 5-star hotel, I countered. No food money? She ordered truffle risotto last night. It's on the invoice. She's your sister, Mom said, leaning on that old line. The eldest daughter as the family safety net. I sat up. Remember when I was in college, working 3 jobs, got that stomach ulcer? I called you crying, needing help with a $2,000 hospital bill. Mom shifted, uneasy. You're bringing that up now. You said Lauren needed braces more. Silence. She pressed her hands together. That was different. It was always different. She looked older then, not just weary but unmasked, the lines on her face from years of upholding a facade. Then she surprised me, placing her hand on mine. I know we haven't always been fair, she said, but she needs you now. I didn't pull away or agree. I thought of Lauren's voicemail, her fix-it tone, like I was her assistant, not her sister. I thought of my 16th birthday, her getting a car, me a savings bond. The time she borrowed my rent money for a business and bought concert tickets. The house, the deed in my name since Dad couldn't pay back taxes 5 years ago. The deal I pay I own. I smiled. Okay, I said. Mom looked relieved. I opened my dresser, pulled out a black, unused card. This one's active, I said, handing it over. Book her what she needs. She took it like it was absolution. I watched her leave, then called someone I hadn't spoken to in a while. Grandma, still need kitchen help at the cafe? The next few days were quiet. Lauren's voicemails tapered off, cheerful, then annoyed, then vaguely apologetic, never saying sorry but pausing long enough to imply it. Mom softened, offering coffee, asking about work without listening. I smiled, nodded, said yes. I gave them the black card, not the gold one, which was dead. This one, untouched for a year from a client event, I activated with a limit. She still has expenses, I said neutrally. Flights, meals, whatever. Mom didn't question the new card or why I'd activated it. That told me she was still in her role, thinking I was in mine. Lauren texted, cards working. You're the best. Bringing you a surprise. I didn't reply. Instead, I packed 3 boxes, clothes, books, papers, and booked movers for Tuesday. I called Andrea, a realtor I'd met years ago. She remembered me, asked about the house. I said I was ready to sell. The deed was mine, I was the sole signatory, and I'd be out by Friday. She had a buyer waiting. We set a walkthrough. In the garage, I found the tax transfer papers Dad signed, still in a folder labeled temporary. Upstairs, I took down the family photo from 7 Christmases ago, my shoulder barely in the frame. It used to sting, now it fit. I was never truly in their picture, just near enough to leave a shadow. I didn't tell them I was leaving. I left the key under a garden rock for the movers, marked my boxes kitchen, documents, don't lose. I drove to Grandma's. She opened the door, no questions, just a nod and a faint smile. 3 rooms, she said. No nonsense. I smiled. Perfect. Her cafe smelled of flour, tomatoes, and aged wood, alive with clattering dishes and shouted orders. "You ready?" she asked. "Not yet," I said. "But I will be." She wiped her hands and met my eyes. "They'll come. I'll handle it." They did. On a Thursday, suitcases scraping the walkway. I waited on the porch swing. Lauren stepped out, smiling like we were close. "You came to pick us up?" I didn't answer. Dad grabbed the bags. Mom tried her key. Then again, confused. "Did you change the code?" "No," I said. "I changed the lock." She laughed nervously. "Cassie, come on." I stood, handed her an envelope. Closing documents, sale confirmation, wire transfer receipt. Andrea had moved fast. Buyers were moving in Monday. "I sold it," I said. Lauren's face crumpled. "Sold what?" "The house." "That's illegal." "It's Dad's." Dad skimmed the papers, paling. "Cassie, you signed the deed to me 5 years ago," I said quietly. "Remember the IRS?" He sat on the curb, speechless. Mom's voice sharpened. "You had no right." I met her gaze, unflinching. "I paid the taxes, mortgage, bills, repairs for 5 years. I kept this house alive. You just stayed in it." Lauren stepped up. "Where do we go?" I handed her another envelope, an address, keys, and a note in Grandma's handwriting, room upstairs. "Work starts at 6. Apron on by 5:45. Mom stared at it, baffled. "You sent our stuff to your grandmother's?" "To your mother," I corrected. "She'll take you in if you pull your weight." Lauren scoffed. "She can't tell me what to do. She's been doing it since before you were born." Dad spoke. "What about the card?" "Which one?" "The black one we used." "Oh," I said. "That was yours, Lauren. You opened it 2 years ago. Left it in a drawer after quitting that copywriting job." "I never used it," she snapped. "You did now." She glared, clutching the envelope. I didn't respond. The moving truck arrived, new owners stepping out, a couple, baby, dog, beaming. I turned to my family. 3 days to vacate. Grandma's guest rooms. Mom's mouth opened, closed. I walked to my car, started it, and drove off. No speech, no final word. The house was gone. So was I. Quiet followed. No calls, voicemails, or late-night knocks. Just peace. I moved into a small apartment across town, 2 rooms, soft light, no shared walls. The silence was a gift I hadn't known I craved. Work steadied. I stopped obsessively checking my bank balance, stopped bracing for phone calls. I bought flowers for my table, not for an occasion, just because they were bright. One morning, Grandma called, no preamble. "They're adjusting. Your mom's slow at scrubbing pans, but she's trying. Your dad's folding napkins, badly. Your sister's clocking in on time." I didn't respond. "They're not saints," she said, "but they're changing. Some lessons come from work." That night, I couldn't sleep, not regret, just wait, unnamed until she spoke it. A week later, I stopped by the cafe, not to talk, just to look. Through the kitchen window, I saw them. Lauren wiping counters, hair tied, sleeves up. Dad stacking menus. Mom at the dishwasher, face set. They didn't notice me. I didn't go in, just watched, not angry or pitying, just clear. They were finally carrying their share. No one reached for my wallet. Later, a letter came, my name in Mom's careful cursive. "Inside, you were right. I just didn't want you to be." No apology, just that. It was enough. I tucked it into a shoebox with an old photo, Grandma's birthday card, the tax receipt from the year they almost lost it all. I didn't cry or smile, just closed the lid. Months passed. Seasons shifted. I heard updates through Grandma or church friends. Lauren got another job. Dad fixed the cafe's pipes. Mom baked again. It stirred nothing big, just a small settling. One Sunday, I passed the old house, new paint, new flowers, a tricycle out front. I didn't pause. This wasn't about reclaiming what was gone. It was about leaving before I lost myself, ensuring no one could erase me again.